grab your candle and gather round, friends, for another episode of Ghoulish and Foolish.
Ooh.
Ooh. So, on this week's episode, we're going to dive in to fears and phobias.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, so fears and phobias are quite different. So a phobia is an irrational fear that affects your daily life. So it's more of a learned thing than you're born with it. It's not Maybelline.
You bitch. You threw me straight off. It is Maybelline. So I've got the definitions here as well. So fear is a natural, adaptive, emotional response to a real or perceived threat of danger. It is part of the body's survival mechanism, often triggering the fight or flight response, what you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Phobia. A phobia is
in the amygdala.
Yes.
The amygdala. In your brain, see? I'm not just a pretty face.
A phobia is an intense, irrational, and persistent fear of a specific object, situation, or activity that poses little or no actual danger. Is classified as an anxiety disorder. And we are riddled.
Riddled. Just with different things.
No comment, and no further comments.
Okay, so fears and phobias. There is, I know I said at the start, phobias are learned and not innate. Mm-hmm. But there is one that kind of has been around for centuries. Nyctophobia. Mm. So it's the fear of the dark.
Yes.
And it's considered kind of a survival evolutionary phobia stemming from like...
Cavemen.
The cavemen, yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously before they had fire, how were you meant to see if a predator's come in? You just die. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm scared of the dark.
No. But
I'm scared of what could be in the dark. So I'm not scared of the actual dark. Like, if I'm in bed and it's nighttime, I love it. I'm nice and relaxed.
Yeah.
If I'm walking somewhere and it's dark,
yeah,
that's when I have more fear. Okay. Because you don't know if something... You don't know if I'm going to pop out of a drain and go, "Hiya, Georgie!"
That was terrifying. I did not enjoy that at all. Did not enjoy that at all. Anyway,
want a balloon?
I really don't want we're opposites though. I like the dark, to be honest, and I like walking in the dark.
But was there a point as a kid you were scared of the dark?
Not really.
Never?
No, not really. I just like... I don't remember, to be honest. I think what scares me more is like being in a dark room and then seeing like a crack of light.
Okay, why?
That's what, I don't know, I just like that scares me more. I'm just kind of like, oh my god, someone's here. When you're in a dark room, for example, when you're sleeping, and then you wake up and then you see like a crack of light, you don't expect that crack of light to be there.
Oh yeah, no, I get it.
And you're kind of like, who's here? What's happening? And you're just like, I think it just puts you in like a state of shock.
Yeah. So that was my cue card thing.
Yeah. I mean, I can't throw my cue card, it's my phone. You get a brick to the head. Rationality. So, fear, typically rational and proportionate to the actual threat. For example, fearing a growling dog that's off the leash is reasonable.
Yeah.
And then a phobia, often irrational and exaggerated. A person with a dog phobia, cynophobia, might panic when seeing a small, calm dog from the distance.
A phobia also, like, stopping your daily life, you wouldn't even need to see the dog. You could go, I'm not going out to that park or to see friends, because there could be. It's the potential of one being there that creates the phobia and like all-consuming.
Correct. And just to jump on that point as well, so duration and persistence. So a fear is usually short-term and resolves once the threat is removed or the situation changes. And with a phobia is long-lasting and persistent, often lasting 6 months or more. It does not go away easily without intervention.
Okay.
There you go.
So I feel like a lot of the time I go, oh, I've got a phobia of this, and it's actually just
a fear.
Because doing research today, what 2 in 100 UK citizens will experience a phobia once a year. So
Is it?
It's not that high.
Wow.
It's really, really not that high.
I think I'm curious to like different nations' phobias and like what the highest are.
Western country has a higher experience of phobias than Asian countries.
Really?
Yeah.
I just feel like we are just like more high-strung people, to be honest.
Yeah.
We're having a crisis. We're having a crisis.
I need the super nanny. You're having a crisis.
We're having a crisis.
I'm on my way.
Moving on, physical and psychological symptoms. So fear may involve... I'm going to pick my phone, I don't know why I'm turning. So, physical and psychological symptoms. Fear may involve physical symptoms like increased heart rate, sweating, or tension, but these subside quickly once the fear trigger is gone. Phobia can cause intense physical symptoms like dizziness, nausea, chest pain, shortness of breath, and even panic attacks, often just by thinking about the object of the situation.
Okay.
I think what I don't get, okay, is phobias for literally everything, yeah?
Yeah.
So if I not that they would be in a park, actually. I think it's just a very poor example from me. And bear with me on this journey. If there was someone afraid of a stick,
yeah.
Well, we'll find out what that is. We can put it here. If someone was afraid of a stick and I picked up a stick, like if I was walking Milo and Keita, for example, and I threw that stick, and like this guy got like triggered.
Yeah.
Like I just don't understand how that works. How can you be afraid of a stick?
That's the point. They're not rational. It's usually the reason, the psychology behind it is it's usually a phobia stems from some form of traumatic or emotional event.
Okay, let me get a better object then.
So it would stem from maybe that person being beat with the stick or attacked. A phobia of a dog will stem from someone having a negative life event with a dog. So, like, having the phobia of, like, the ocean will be...
Yeah.
Phobia of the ocean, to be fair, is a mix of multiple ones. It's the fear of, like, the unknown. It's the fear of the depth. It's the fear of the creatures.
I heard of a dog biting through someone's belly button once.
Oh, okay.
And then for about 6 months, I didn't want to go near a dog.
So that...
I was very young.
So that would be a phobia that stemmed from an event. Same as you can see an increase in phobias with films.
Yeah.
So, colophobia increased after It was released. A phobia of sharks in the ocean increased after Jaws.
Yeah.
There's a lot. They're the only two I can think of off the top of my head.
No.
But yeah, so like pop culture really affects
I do think
the amount of phobias we have in society.
I also think it's like they glorify like certain situations as well, like situations that the average person's not going to really be in. So when you like, and I feel like they play it visually, so like they can be like, oh my, you look at something and someone will be like, oh my god, what if I was ever put in a position like that? Because they've seen it on like a big screen, they can like imagine it more and make it more like realistic.
We definitely have a lot of viewers that are going to sit here and go, my phobia is seeing vanity pop up from a drain.
Let us know if that is true.
We got cotton candy.
Yeah. I mean...
Hiya!
That was awful. So, we've got types. So fears, general and situational, can apply to anything perceived as threatening and is often learned from experience.
Yeah.
The dog biting through someone's belly button.
Yeah.
Phobias are categorized into 3 types. So we've got specific phobias, so for example, flying and needles.
Yeah.
And then we've got social phobia in the form of social anxiety disorder. And then we've got agoraphobia, so like the fear of open or crowded spaces.
But then agoraphobia then can go to the extremes of just...
Not leaving the house.
Not leaving the house. I watched a film about that.
Did you?
Yeah. It had Kristen Bell in. It was the girl next door from the woman.
I just honestly feel like you had like a That's So Raven moment then, the way you went, I seen a film about this.
Yeah, it was a girl across the road from the woman in the house. It's like,
yeah.
it's good.
It is good. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like.
And I know with phobias, what they do is they a good way to overcome phobias. It's exposure therapy.
Yeah.
So if you're afraid of dogs, they put you in a room
Go to
with
a
a dog.
farm.
Yeah.
Puppy yoga.
My phobia definitely is hot single dads. Put me in a room. Oh no.
Don't put me in a room.
I'm terrified.
My fear is men.
I thought you were gonna say
My fear is men.
I thought you were gonna say your fear is commitment.
I don't have an issue with commitment. I'm committed to many things. I'm committed to my nicotine addiction. I'm committed to being here speaking to you. I'm committed to making sure Jake cooks a lasagna. I'm committed to many things. I haven't got a commitment issue. Okay, so we're going to move on to the origin. So fear is often based on an actual experience or knowledge. It can be instinctual or learned. And a phobia can develop from a traumatic event, observational learning, or without a clear cause, often rooted in childhood experiences or genetic predisposition.
Yeah.
Nice.
But fear, like it says, obviously, a lot of fears and phobias people have get from their parents.
Yeah.
For example, my mom is terrified of spiders. I'm now terrified of spiders because every time a spider ran across the floor, my mum would lift her feet up and scream.
Yeah.
So then, as a kid, you kind of learn that's the reaction.
Whereas, like, I'm not really afraid of, like, creepy crawls and stuff because, like, what my dad had an allotment, which I'll share another story about that in a moment. And so, like, if we see any, like, spiders and, like, slow worms and stuff, like, my dad would pick her up and be like, oh my god, this is what this is, and, like, we would hold her and stuff. And, like, we were always, there's, like, a place up near where my dad lives, and they have like little forestry things, so you can go and, like, see frogs and stuff, and that's how I was, you know. Go on, you want to do it? Go on, I'll wait.
No, I was listening.
Show your teeth again. Go on, I'll wait. There you go. But yeah, that's why I'm not afraid of creepy crawls and stuff, because my dad's very like outdoors.
Yeah, so it didn't teach you a fear of
to be afraid of them.
Whereas you see a lot of parents who are scared of dogs, their kids are then scared of dogs.
Yeah. However, I say that, my sister's afraid of like the big spiders. Little,
what, tarantulas?
No, like, do you know, like, winter time you normally get those, like, massive spiders?
Oh, yeah.
I like them. I think they're pretty cute.
No,
but...
do you know what type of spider I'm most terrified of?
What?
In Australia, the fucking huntsman.
Oh, yeah. I think they're quite quirky, you know. Have you seen the ones
They're the size
like,
of a small dog.
Yeah, but have you seen the ones and they're clever, that you can put, like, sand over them, and then they hide in the sand?
Yeah, have you watched Eight-Legged Freaks?
No.
Oh, it's terrifying. We're gonna watch that.
Why would you watch that if you're afraid of it?
Because I like to scare
Exposure
myself.
therapy.
I hate clowns.
Yeah.
And I went to the cinema to watch It.
Yeah, you're currently dressed as it. Slay, by the way.
Pennywise with a weave.
Penny weaved up. But yeah, I think it's interesting that you would watch something like that, to be honest. But yeah, back to the original point, my sister is like, it's those big ones you find during winter.
Yeah.
Like little ones, she's like, the money spiders, absolutely fine, no problem. I think it's like anything over like
a certain size.
Yeah.
So we're now gonna do a phobia guess who. We've both got two phobias that now after the first conversation I think are more fears.
Yeah.
But we're gonna name them and the other person's gonna ask us questions about it and try to guess what it's a phobia of.
Correct. And these are two that we actually have.
But I think we have the fears of rather than phobias of.
But this is like the phobia names.
Yeah. So
it's like, the thing is, it's like it says it comes up and it has like the word phobia in it, but it's like the fear of.
Yeah. Okay. So my one. Eremophobia.
What?
Eremophobia.
Eremophobia.
Yeah. Ask your questions.
I didn't even know what question I'd ask. Where did it stem from?
I don't know.
Is there a physical thing?
No. I don't think it's physical.
So it's behavioural.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this something to do with your body?
Nope. Do you want a clue?
Yeah, I do. I
It's
hope now.
the reason we became friends.
Because we hated each other.
No.
Oh.
4 years ago.
Because you were with Jake.
No. Why did we become good friends?
Because you were lonely. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. Oh, you were lonely. You were lonely.
So yeah, eremophobia is the fear of being alone. Which I very much suffer with. Like, if you know me as a person,
that makes me sad.
I hate being by myself.
Yeah.
If I'm by myself for too long of a period,
Yeah.
I kind of go stir crazy. So I like to go out and see friends.
Yeah.
I like to do things, even if it's just going to the gym. It then means I'm around people.
You're a bath boy.
It's better now I've got the dogs.
Yeah.
Because I've got 2 dogs now. But before I had the 2 dogs, if it was just me in the house,
Yeah.
I really, really hated it. But you're like the complete opposite.
I love my solitude. I love being on my own. I don't know, I just feel like I don't have a fear of people. I just don't know, like, I just don't trust people, I think. And you just don't know how people are going to react, especially modern day and age.
Yeah.
Like, not to get too deep into it, but like terrorism and stuff. Like, you can't just trust people on the street anymore. Like, if you compare where we are now in like 2025 to like where we were in like the 60s and 70s, like where my dad lives, like in the village, people leave their front doors open all day.
Yeah.
And like, it was like just a proper community and stuff. Like, you could never do that now.
No, yeah.
And you've got like kids are being snatched off the street and stuff. They just got really deep really quick.
So
but
you prefer your solitude?
yeah, I prefer staying in my own 4
Like
walls and like
comfort
staying
bubble.
away from people. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I don't. I
Yeah.
much prefer seeing people. Like, I
Yeah.
will go shopping in Cardiff with no money, just so then I'm out and there's
Yeah.
people around.
That's not a bit of me, to be fair.
No. Well, I have to text you every so often, just go in. I've not seen you in 2 weeks. Are you alive?
Yeah. That's how I like to live my life. That's, yeah, to be fair,
ambiguity
Yeah.
of are you alive or not?
I feel like, genuinely, if I ever did die, I don't know if anyone would really notice. But well, you would.
I'd notice, yeah.
Yeah, but like,
yeah.
I like to keep myself to myself. I just don't like really like sharing like
Spaces with people.
Yeah, I just don't like it. I like we play Overwatch and stuff. Like,
yeah.
I feel like interactions.
You
with
like
people,
interactions with people, but you like being in the It's not even with you. Me, it's I just don't like being by myself.
Yeah.
So like playing Overwatch helps and like video calling helps. But yours isn't a fear of other people.
No.
Yours is you enjoy the comfort of your own home.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You would prefer to be in your house
100%.
than out doing something.
Yeah. True. I just feel like as well, it's like being on FaceTime with someone and like playing a game, for example, is completely different. Because I've vetted these people as well. If you put me in a group of like, they have that place down in Cardiff, don't they, where they have like the tournaments in the gaming building.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you put me in one of them with random people, I would probably go insane.
But you're more of an introvert than I am.
I am very introverted, to be fair. I like being an introvert.
And I go work in a pub with strangers performing drag.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I've been to one of yours though, and I literally sat in the corner, like, when, Glass, sorry, I don't know why I sounded like that, I was about to say Jake. When Glass was performing up in Merthyr, and I just sat next to you, and I just got massively overwhelmed really quick. And it was a decent amount of people there, but it was quite a small venue.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably doesn't help.
Big up Sparkles in Merthyr.
But yeah.
So my other one, Phobia.
Fear of puppets.
It is. Well done.
Next one was going to be fear of puppies, but I thought that's ridiculous.
No. So it's fear of puppets, dummies, and marionettes. And again, marionette dolls, the ones on the strings.
Oh, I thought they were the guns with the knives on the end.
No.
Stab someone.
No. But that again, a lot of my fears stem from films I've watched, pop culture. So Chlorophobia, I didn't do that one because I knew you knew it, is I've got a fear of clowns.
Yeah.
As you saw when we went to Avon Valley.
I enjoyed it very much, sorry.
We'll put a photo of us meeting a clown here. My God. And then my fear of puppophobia, so puppets, and like specifically with puppets, it's like ventriloquist dolls. Have you ever seen the film Dead Silence?
No, I haven't, but I love those dolls.
No,
I love them.
Ventriloquist dolls are terrifying. Dead Silence, we'll put the poster here with the Billy, the puppet. My God, it's like nightmare fuel.
Is it?
Yeah, when I saw it and when I saw Dead Silence, I'm pretty sure I didn't sleep.
Jeez.
Like I had really bad nightmares over it.
I think,
and that's two of my biggest fears: clowns, puppets, and then I thought I'd put an emotional one of being alone.
I don't know. I think it's just.
And I say clowns as we've got our little clown collection.
Yeah,
here.
whenever I've seen like things that involve like puppets and stuff, it's always been in like a fun, quirky way.
See, but I think again, pop culture with puppets, ventriloquist dolls, horror went through a phase of really moving to that being like the scary part.
Yeah.
Look at Poltergeist with the clown toy that gets possessed.
Yeah.
That terrifying. Because that is a puppet and a clown.
Yeah.
Like, that is
Your
my worst nightmare.
So, I don't know if the pronunciation is correct.
Just attempt it.
So, is musophobia or musophobia?
The fear of mooses?
No. I like mooses and mooses.
So it's not fear of mice?
No.
I know you've got a fear of rats.
That's what it is.
Yeah, fear of rats. But is it, your fear isn't rats, though?
I think
feel like
it is, to be fair.
No, I feel like your fear isn't going to be a named phobia. If it is, we'll put, well, it actually is here. But your fear isn't rats. Your fear stems from when you told me the Black Plague and stories like that.
Yeah, I have an actual, like, not, obviously I wasn't kicking it about in the Black Plague. But I have a more current story of where this stems from. By the way, Josh is dressed as Josh Vanity. is dressed as their fear today. You're lucky I didn't dress as a rat because I feel like that's how I would have come dressed. I'm very close, but like that would probably be is up there for me. And I think that's the most like. I'm not really, you know me. I'm not really like
a scared person.
Yeah, no. I'm not scared of many things.
You're jump scared, but you're not.
Yeah, like that. I think it's just like, oh, that's an instant fear that I'm over and done with, and then I'm just fucking mad because someone's trying to jump scare me. But basically, again, going back to my dad's allotment. My dad just got a new allotment, in the village, and he was clearing it out. So. He did, like, he wasn't really expecting me to do anything. I was just, like, wandering around kicking rocks, as you do as, like, a child. And then he was like, oh, take a black bag over there and get rid of some of the weeds. So I was in there doing my gardening stuff. And I was, like, just getting gardening stuff. And I was just, like, grabbing, like, handfuls of weeds to put in the bag. And then I seen something fluffy, and I thought it was just, like, I don't know, like a dish rag.
Yeah.
Or, like, a piece of cloth. That's what I thought it was. And I picked it up. Because it was the bag that my dad had given me. It was like, do you know you have the recycling bags for like greenery?
Yeah.
So I thought he'd give me one of those. And I was like, oh, can I put that in here? And I held it up in the air, and then there was like this long wiry thing, and I grabbed it, and I started swinging it around. And then, but then I was running over to my dad, swinging it, because I went, idiot. And I fell, tripped, cut my hand, and then grabbed onto this thing. And then when my dad came over and I opened my hand, it was a dead rat. Okay? It does not end there. It does not end there. So
I am gobsmacked.
Yeah. So my dad was like, obviously, are you a fucking numbskull? I was like, obviously, yeah. So he took it off me and just launched this dead rat. Obviously, it's an allotment and there's a dead body, whatever. So, whoa.
It's a dead rat.
We didn't kill the rat, by the way. He was already dead. I would have fully killed it if it was still alive. So he launches it, We go home. He literally takes my hand is like sliced because there was like glass on the floor. So bear in mind, I've put my hand on a dirty dead rat, and then I got like dirt and whatever in there. My dad dragged me to the van by the scruff of my neck, giving me a lecture all the way, by the way. He's like, "Oh my god, we need to clean your hand." And he had like antiseptic stuff in the van, and he's spraying it, and then I'm screaming holy bloody murder, by the way, like he's trying to kill me because it was painful as.
Yeah.
I go home. That night, when I wake up, I'm in sweats, shivers, like whatever, and I run into my dad. I'm vomiting, and like when I'm being sick, there's like blood in my sick. I was really, really unwell.
Damn.
Really unwell. My dad's panicking. He rings like the emergency out of hours. Yeah. No, he didn't ring emergency services.
Oh, so 101.
My dad's a good lad. He wouldn't waste an ambulance driver's time. He's on the phone to them. He's like, "Hi, Mr. NHS. This is what's happening today. Like, my daughter's just woken up." Bear in mind, like, a substantial amount of time had passed from when I swung this dead rat.
Yeah.
And so the guy's like, "Oh my god, whatever. Like, take her down to the GP in the morning." Bear in mind, vomiting blood. Take her down to the GP in the morning. I'm not going to get to the.
No,
NHS,
we move on.
So my dad takes me down to the GP. I got a raging temperature. I like to the point like I'm shivering, like I'm boiling hot.
Yeah.
And the doctor said, "Oh, has anything happened like out of the ordinary in the last 24 hours?" And my dad looks at me, and I said, "Oh, the rat." And then this doctor was like, "What did you say?" And then my dad was like, "Oh my god," just obviously explained, "I'm an idiot. Last we were in a rat." Cut my hand, and the doctor's like, "Oh, you might have Wheels disease." Now, ladies and gents,
I don't know what that is.
Exactly, I'm going to explain. Wheels disease is like, it's like it's kind of similar to what the Black Plague was.
Okay.
However, you just don't get boils and stuff under your arms. Again, fact check me on that, but that's how my dad described it to me. It's like very similar to like what was, because rats carry diseases, whatever.
Yeah.
Wheels disease can kill you in like 48 to 72 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah, so this doctor literally looked at my dad in the eyes. He was like, "I think she might have Wheels disease." I then had to go right like up to the National Hospital where they were like doing tests and everything on me. I didn't have Wheels disease, by the way, and obviously still here.
Yeah.
But they said that my hand was infected, and it was just that I was just like had an infection.
Yeah. So.
And they thought it might be sepsis, blah 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 blah. But yeah, it was just.
So again,
that's what scares me. I think it's like the diseases.
Yeah, your fear, like I said, your fear isn't rats. Your fear is what they carry.
No, because if you walk
But I think a rat is a reasonable thing to be scared of. We had to fill a hole in our wall because a rat ate through the concrete into our kitchen.
Yeah.
Because the food recycling bin was there.
Yeah.
They ate through concrete. That's not normal. Rats are like psychopaths. They're terrifying. And what's your next fear of phobia?
I'm not sure if you're going to get this, actually.
Okay.
Pragmatophobia.
Fear of failure.
Yep. Very close in like
Well,
kind of
being pragmatic means like breaking down ideas, like thinking logically. So something being illogical, something not making sense.
Kind of, yeah. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
So it's the fear of reality.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I think
Vanity's showing her brains.
Yeah.
Yo.
So for me, I think it's just like. I think it's.
Blup blup.
Blup blup.
Oh.
I think I just have the fear of something not being where it says it's going to be on the tin.
Okay. So, like, I'm going to this place, and it's described as a wonderful waterfall, magical, and getting there, and it's like a little street.
It's like a pool of mud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Okay, no,
I think that's where my like kind of like fear of people stem down, because like stuff, especially nowadays, is like people describe what other places are.
Yeah.
And I just don't trust people.
Can I like lower the mood a little bit?
God.
I think your fear of that stems from like your fear of being let down. Because you've had a fair few people let you down.
Right.
So like you kind of expect the worst in things.
I don't think I have a fear of being let down, to be honest.
No, but as in I think your things not being up to what you think they're gonna be, I think comes from
being let down by people.
Being let down by people.
Yeah,
or being let down by situations.
To be honest, as much as I say I have a fear of people, I literally don't care enough about them at the same time. So I feel like that's where I'm kind of like, just kind of like a little bit of a conundrum, to be honest.
Just look me in the eyes and tell me I'm a fucking liar.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that you are. But I just I don't think I have a fear of being let down. I think it's just because I'm used to it.
That's what I mean.
I expect it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because you've been let down so much by people or things that you have a fear of things not living up to expectations because you expect to be let down.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people suffer from what we talked about at the start, suffer with fears, but obviously refer to them as, I think calling you saying, oh, I've got a phobia of this is just a really common occurrence. Like I don't think my fear of clowns affects my daily life. Like I'm not gonna look in the mirror and have a panic attack.
I also just think that people like to copy other people, to be honest, not to like drag anyone.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when a modern day society where like people think it's cool to mirror each other's, like especially in friendships, if like your best friend's afraid of something, like when you're younger you want to like jump on that hype train.
Yeah.
So you pretend to be like afraid of something, but then because you pretending for so long you will eventually become afraid of something. Which I think, by the way, it's ridiculous. You shouldn't do it. You should be yourselves. But anyway.
Yeah, be your own people.
Correct.
But yeah, no, you've experienced, so the reason I think it's more of a fear than a phobia is chlorophobia, my fear of clowns. When we went to Avon Valley, we were walking through a maze, we walked past, to just walk around the maze, I had to walk around going, Afro circus, Afro circus, circus, Afro circus, Afro, polka dot, polka dot, polka dot. Yeah, I was just singing that on repeat. I think people were getting annoyed with me.
Yeah.
And then we went through a room that was
correction, they were annoyed because some bloke screamed at us right at the beginning, be like, shut up!
And I was like, no.
And then I screamed, fuck off back.
Yeah. But yeah, so walking around, and then we got to a strobe room, and we walked past this. I found this out yesterday.
2 seconds. This, what she's about to describe, is still one of the highlights of my life, and I frequently think about this still shot in my mind.
So we walked past a female clown, but I learnt this yesterday. What is a female clown called?
Landy Act. I'm sorry.
So a female clown is called a clunt. So you have a clown and a clunt.
What a great name! What a great name! Oh my god! I'm gonna name my kid that.
Clunt. Okay.
I'll have Clint and Clunt.
But, going back to the story. So we were walking around, we walked past this clown and I was terrified.
Yeah.
And then I calmed down.
Where were you?
We'd walked past.
Where?
At Avon Valley.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were on about yesterday.
No. And then as we walked past, there was a hole in the netting, and she put her arm through the hole and grabbed me, and it was strobe lighting, and I turned and screamed at her because I was terrified, and then Amy was like, I'll go in front and I'll take charge. But Amy's going to describe what she saw and why she thought it was funny. True friendship here. I was terrified. She pisses herself laughing.
So we're walking up, and the grip on my hand was no joke. And like so basically they were just like you said, they were putting their hands through like.
We saw the clump.
The best way I can describe it is, do you know the netting you have in like secondary school when you have to climb it?
Yeah. That
type of netting. And they literally like they don't sucker punch you because they're not allowed to actually hit you, but they're like slinging their hands through like these things. And Josh is on grabbing me.
Josh?
Vanity. You were Josh. Joshua was grabbing me because Vanity didn't go to the scare maze. And if she was, she would have been an actor in there anyway. There you go, I said it, because you're a cunt.
And you're a...
So, they have hold my hand. And then, so just seeing, all I see is like, so like with a strobe light, it's like one flash, there's like arms through the net. And I just see the back of Josh's head. And then another flash, and I see like the arms retracted like that, and I see Josh is slightly turned. I start laughing, and I think on the third flash then, that's when this cunt has literally popped her full head through the netting, and is like face to face. I'm so sorry. Face to face. I literally can't. Wait. That's fucking hell. Face to face with Josh, and he's just turned and screamed in this woman's face, and that's the third flash, and his mouth is wide open, and I just see this woman, and she's like,
as I'm going.
And then we have to speedrun it because you were terrified. And I was laughing.
Amy had to, for the first time ever, lead a maze, and as we went round, a clown came out, and Amy was just going, "Nope,
he's had enough, please. He's had enough, please leave him alone."
Right, so we've chosen some silly sorry that I said silly. If you've got these phobias, I do apologise. But we've chosen some phobias we thought were a little bit funny for certain reasons, and we're going to just discuss them.
You go first.
Okay, so
one, you have two.
My first one is Hippomonstrosquilibecophobia.
Do you know the fact that you can say that?
Hippomonstrosquilibecophobia.
That's crazy to me. It's like that long Welsh train station.
No,
you had the slang, you had me, and then you lost me.
Yeah, no.
Jake can say it though.
Yeah. Do you know what Hippomonstrosquilibecophobia is?
Well, when you say that, Vanity, I actually really do. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you told me earlier. So, it's...
I do actually.
I do actually.
I keep dropping my papers.
It's the fear of long words, and it happens to be a very long word to say. Which I think whoever did that, you spiteful little devil, you.
The reason of it is hippomonstrosa basically just means large. And it's like...
Yeah, because hippopotamuses.
Yes, hippo is... It comes from the Latin.
Yeah.
Hippo means, obviously, large, big, I believe.
Big.
Fact check me.
Fact check?
Fact. Me? You can't fact check me. I've lost my waist.
Yeah. Sorry, that was so rude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, Hippomonstrosquilibecophobia. I don't
feel like you're about to break into song whenever you say that.
The only way I feel like that would affect my daily life of having long words would be telling people my fear, or having the fear of somebody breaking out in song and singing supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Because again, that's a long word. But other than that, I don't see how. If you have Hippomonstrosquilibecophobia, you've probably turned off the video by now for the amount of times I've said it.
You sent someone into shock.
But like,
and I haven't. You have.
But
because I can't say it.
But like, tell us how it affects your daily life. Like, I don't understand how.
I also think this is. Do you know when they say beauty's in the eye of the beholder?
Yeah.
Long words are in the eye of the beholder, because you have someone who's dyslexic who struggles with like 4 letters.
Yeah.
And that's a long word to some people.
No, yeah. No, I agree.
So, I don't know. I just feel like what is the long word that you find
like to
intimidating?
preschool children, like year 1, year 2, because is a long word.
Interesting.
Because like you learn that beautiful is a long word.
But
obviously to adults, they're quite simple words.
I think for me, writing emails, the words that I fear the most are the there, and there.
Okay.
So like they are there.
What's your one?
I don't think you're gonna get it.
Okay.
At all.
Okay. Well, you know both mine, so this is cheating.
This is not cheating. I don't even know if I can say it. This is also a very, very long one. So my long word hating people, look away.
Close your ears.
Hex ac, Osia, Hexiconta, Hexaphobia.
Hex means 6. No, Hexa means 6.
Osia, Hexiconta, Hexaphobia.
It's the fear of the 6 oceans and 6 continents.
No. 6 is right though.
Is it something to do with continents?
No.
Is it something to do with oceans?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
It's the fear of the number 666.
I love the number 666. I was tempted for a while to get like 666 tattooed on the back of my neck so I could be like Damien in The Omen.
You're fucking mentally unwell.
Yep.
I mean...
You say that as I'm dressed as Pennywise. This is someone that's stable.
I don't think you should get that tattoo.
See, I think that fear will come from religious roots, because obviously...
We're not allowed to talk about it. I'm not allowed to. I'm bad.
No. So, but like, will come from religious roots. And obviously, it's the fear of the devil and all of that. So I think that one as a fear makes sense if you've definitely grown up in like a religious household. Or a cult. So, this is Phobia.
What is that, Josh?
Josh? Phobia is, and I love this, it's the fear of somewhere there is a duck or a goose watching you at all times.
It's scary.
Well, it's like having the fear of you're in bed and somewhere there's a duck or goose staring at you.
Genuinely, if I did this, like laying in bed tonight, and if I went, oh my god, if I put my curtains down there on Tuesday, I'd be petrified.
But geeses, I want my goose to lay gold. They're aggressive. I keep going into song this episode.
What's going on? Start musical. Oh, I can't.
No, it's not on Fears and Phobias. We can do an episode on the Lorax.
Well, yeah, the Lorax is a fear of the trees dying. Please, no. It's beautiful. I love the Lorax. What a guy.
But, okay, back to our gooses.
We have to take a break to break into song.
But it's like a constant fear that one's watching you. Like, we could open a window now and there's... I understand it with...
You're telling me if we didn't crack open that blind right now and there was a goose just hovering, like...
Then yeah, I'd be terrified. But my daily life isn't consumed by thinking there's one watching me.
I would say it's consumed by
the only time like geeses scare me is geeses scare me is because like when you walk they're aggressive.
So yeah, gooses are scary. Ducks though.
Ducks, no issue. I think ducks are cute. Yeah, or a drake. Just not the rapper version.
They're not like us.
We're not starting beef with the new person after last week's episode. Started a beef.
Drake's on the beef with us, so is he. I mean, if you want the smoke, think of my boyfriend. I love Kendrick so much.
Right, and we're gonna wrap up our episode there.
Wrap.
So, what we want to know though is, do you have any fears, any phobias? Let us know in the comments your fears or phobias so we can like look at them. Tell us how they affect your daily life. Tell us if me sat in clown glam was scary or not.
Me dressed in black.
Like usual.
Every day.
Every day. It's a personality trait.
Oh my god, I was supposed to break out to
Yeah, no.
mental song.
But that has been your episode of
Ghoulish
and Foolish. Ooh.